Wow, stories.
Demanding my parents to pay me for keeping my sister for the weekend. I female 20, have an 11-year-old.
Would I be an idiot for continuing to wear a swimsuit in friend's hot tub? I'm currently spending the week visiting a couple that I've been friends with for many years now. I get on really well with both of them, and it's nice to catch up and spend some time in their part of the country. They have a nice house and recently added a private hot tub area out the back and said I was welcome to use it. It's got a small sauna, the hot tub, and an outdoor shower. It's all enclosed for privacy. They're fairly open about the fact that they use it naked. I know they've visited European spas where swimwear isn't allowed and stuff. They're not naturists, but they just prefer not to wear anything in spas. They've got some little jokey signs up in the spa area about being nude, and another about etiquette, like showering before getting in the hot tub and sitting on a towel in the sauna, etc. But one of the etiquette rules said that swimwear was not allowed, and I ignored that. I get that it's their thing, but it's not something I wanted to do. So I wore my swimsuit. I left it to dry with the towels, which they noticed and asked if I'd worn it. I told them that I had, and they told me that it wasn't appropriate because they don't allow swimwear. For me, it just felt weird to get naked because it's just a preference. And anyway, no one was around when I used it, so I didn't feel the need to follow that particular rule. I followed all the others. I said I just don't want to be out there naked and have someone come along and see me. I said I'd do it if they promise not to also use it while I am, or I don't mind them being naked, but I'd rather have something on. They both said that it's not a big deal to be naked in a spa, and that if I used it when they are out or working, then it's unlikely either of them will come out at the same time as me, but they won't promise to give me private use. They're saying, as if it's their house, I should respect their rules and use it without my swimsuit. But they're basically saying that I can't object if they then come and join me while I'm naked. It wasn't a super heated argument, just a debate about the principle. They've told me I shouldn't use it if I'm not willing to do so nude, and accept that they may also want to use it at the same time. Not an idiot. Why do they want you to be naked so badly? This isn't cultural. Most Europeans don't give a poop about what you wear to the beach, as long as you don't judge them for being titties out. Not an idiot. I wouldn't bother with the "Am I the idiot" posts at all. I'd be leaving. There is no health or equipment maintenance reason to not wear a swimsuit. This is them being weird and pretentious, trying to emulate some European vibe that doesn't always align with social norms in other places. They don't get to demand nudity from you. Is she disrespecting their property? Let me know in the comments. Now, am I the idiot for telling my nephew the truth, that no one in the family likes him? This involves me, 25M, my sister Diana, 31F, and her son Darius, 10M. I get along with my Diana fine. I won't pretend I like Darius. I think he's an entitled brat who has gotten away with crap far too many times. I don't think Diana has ever reprimanded him, and every time the little poop acts up, Diana makes excuses for him. He's already been suspended from school for stealing. He's a bully to all his cousins, and I know for a fact no one in my family likes him at all. Both of my parents cannot stand him. My mother, a woman who could find the love in her heart to babysit a honey badger, refuses to watch Darius at all because of his behavior. My father will take all of the grandkids out to fish every few months, except for Darius because he's too tempted to throw him out into the lake and drive off. His words, not mine. On Monday, I got a call from my sister who panicked because she got called into work. Darius was out of school and her babysitter was not available. No one else in the family will watch Darius, so I told her to drop him off and I would watch him. It was a nightmare. Darius was mad he had to spend his day off at my place. He refused to do anything I offered, made a mess in my bathroom, harassed my dog, and had a tantrum because I would not let him use my work computer to play games. By lunchtime, I was frustrated beyond all belief. I made him mac and cheese, and he demanded I take him to Wendy's. He refused to eat and eventually dumped his bowl of food on my floor. At that, I just kind of lost it. I didn't yell or get aggressive at all. I just sighed and asked him if he realized that everyone in the family literally despised him. I explained that he was at my house because Grandma and Grandpa cannot stand him, and in fact refused to let him come to their house because he acts like a little poop. I won't lie, I got pretty brutal. He started crying and locked himself in my bathroom until he came out and sat and watched TV till my sister came and got him. I told her what happened and she got into a massive argument as well. She called me cruel, and I told her that she's to blame and he would have learned eventually. My family is split on this. My dad thinks the little poop deserved it, while my siblings have mixed opinions. My mother has told me she's staying out of this, but if I feel the need to apologize, do it and move on. You're an idiot, 100%. I'm a teacher, so I sympathize with having to deal with behavior problems like this, but you focus on the behavior as the problem, not the child. You do not tell a child that nobody likes them, especially their own family. That's how you give kids social anxiety, not how you fix behavior. Not an idiot. You did him a huge favor. Obviously, nothing anyone has said or done so far has made any impact. He needs to know that his behavior is already costing him relationships, and will continue to cost him relationships until he chooses to not act this way. Sometimes the truth is hard to hear, but when the truth is all that's left, that's what you've got to do. Sugarcoating it would not have gotten the point across, and avoiding it sure wasn't either. The pain and rejection felt will, hopefully, be a huge wake-up call. If it's not, he's going to have a very lonely life. I hope you've saved him from that. Was OP too harsh? Let me know in the comments. Now, am I the idiot for having no empathy toward my overly emotional wife by not picking her up? I'm male 26, wife is female 23, and we've been together for 3 years. Lately, my wife has been emotional, like every little thing sets her off. There wasn't a banana? She cries. No sugar? She cries. Mr. Bus? She cries. I'd almost think she was pregnant. But we discovered after a year of trying to conceive that she's infertile. This was 2 months ago. She also recently had a baby start at her nursery, which also sets her off. So it's been a tough time. I've tried to be empathetic, but it's all the time tears. I'm so tired. Like each time she cries, I'll drop what I'm doing to comfort her, even if she calls me at work. She walks an hour to work. After a bus journey, she leaves at 6:30 to get to work at 9:30. That's how long the journey is. I told her I'd drive her. She didn't want me to. I told her to take an umbrella, and she forgot. She called me, sobbing, because it rained like I said it would. She asked me to pick her up, and I said I couldn't because I had a meeting. She said, I'm sure they'll understand. And truthfully, they have been understanding, but it's all the time, and I did warn her. I refused. She did get huffy, and when she got home that night, she wasn't crying. Shocker, but was mad, and hasn't spoken to me since, but we haven't seen each other much as she gets home late and still has work to do, coursework, etc. I asked a friend who insisted I'm TA. But my wife texted me to say she's considering taking driving lessons in June, which I thought was a win, but she's apparently still angry. Excuse my grammar, I'm typing this hurriedly before work in the ice cold, so my hands are numb. No idiots here. My man, before I was diagnosed with depression, I was your wife. I cried all day, every day, and I had no idea why. And that made me feel even worse because I felt like such a waste of space. I was so close to suicide, but I pulled myself back from the brink and got medical help. Your wife is clearly suffering, and you are too. Get your wife to talk to a doctor, not an idiot. She's clearly struggling and deserves your patience and support, but it was unreasonable for her to expect you to interrupt your workday and inconvenience your colleagues to handle a non-emergency.